Speaking freedom. Speaking freedom. Giving you the answers to be free. Be free. Be free. 'Cause we're speaking freedom.
Okay, so I'm doing this video because I just don't understand some things, but it's funny. So this is why I'm really doing a video, because I always hear, well, specifically today, the video that I posted earlier about the vaccines. At the end of the video, I'm glad that I didn't post the entire video, because at the end, the guy starts talking about the Bible and Revelations and all of that. And I am not against the Bible. I believe in God. I believe that the Bible is good for informational purposes, as far as understanding some history of spirituality from that perspective. But what is extremely weird to me is that most of the people that believe in the conspiracy theories about the government and what the government is doing and all of these things also believe 100% in the Bible and everything that's within it. However, they don't subscribe to the notion of indoctrination. They don't see the divide and conquer mindset of religion. They don't understand, or probably haven't even looked up, the origin of the words within the Bible or the things written in it. And it'd be so funny because they get mad and defensive about the Bible, but they are against the people that gave them the Bible. Like, okay, this is crazy to me, because if I give you an instruction book and say, this is the only way that you can get attainment or understanding or any of the things that basically they've given you in the Bible, like they tell you that this is the end all be all, you cannot question the Bible, you cannot, you know what I'm saying, all of these things. But if I tell you, okay, I'm giving you this, you can read this, this is the only book you are allowed to read, and this is the only thing that I'm gonna let you, you know what I'm saying, be into, and then you say, well, you not for me in any other area, but I believe that you gave me this to empower me. I think that that's ludicrous. I think that, and I'm not talking about Chris Bridges, I think that that's so crazy for people to say, I don't believe nothing else that you've given me, but I believe that you gave me this with good intentions. If they ain't give you nothing else with good intentions, if everything else that the government allows or does is based on partial truths and half lies, then what makes you think that they don't give you nothing else worthy or truthful in its entirety, and everything else that they do is a scheme, but they'll give you this book and let you have this book as the end all be all truth to everything else? They don't tell you the truth about nothing else, but they'll let you have this book and it be the whole complete truth about everything. Even though it does not account for everything, it does not, one, it's a book that's given to you that's written by somebody that wrote other books. This is my first thing with dealing with anything. If you're dealing with a writer and you don't understand or read or know every single thing that they've ever written, then you cannot really understand the concept of their mind in totality. It's like if Einstein wrote or talked about a million topics, and let's not say a million. If Einstein or Tesla or any genius that we know of wrote about 5 things, and out of those 5 things, you're given one of the 5 things that was written about and told, okay, this is the end all be all to everything. That one thing only captures one narrative and aspect of that person's mind. That person mindset is comprised of every single one of those 5 books, not just one book. One book I've written and recorded about 10 to 12 books up until this moment right now. However, I have about 4 or 5 books that are set to be recorded starting in January. If you only read if you only read my first book, or if you only read one of the 4 faith books that I've written or recorded, then you're only going to get a small fragment of my mindset or my thinking based on one book. But if you read everything that I've ever written, then you'll have a better understanding of where my mindset is when I've written each and every one of them, and as well as what I've learned and how I've grown since I've written the last one that I wrote. Or, you know what I'm saying, like that aspect of my writings. So if you read my first book, you would totally miss out on how I've developed the thought process of faith, and of pursuing your purpose, and of how your mind and your spiritual nature works. And you would miss the bulk of who I am and where my mind is, and understanding the content of what I've written, because you've only written and based everything that you think of my knowledge based on one book. And if I only give you one book and I tell you don't question nothing that's in that book, that would make me question everything in that book. If you cannot be questioned, if you cannot do research to understand what you believe, then there's a problem with that. There's a problem with you and your willingness to accept the truth. And then there's a problem with the fact that you were only given access to one thing. And it baffles me that people that seek truth and do extensive research on other subjects be sold out on this book and ain't did shit type of research to say, okay, what am I really looking at? What am I really believing? Let me understand and study the history of what I believe and how what I'm believing is used in order to do whatever the contents of this book is designed to do. Because everything that you read, there is a concept of design in which that book is trying to suggest for you. There is something that is designed to do. So my books is designed to help people understand and grow in their faith. I believe that the Bible is designed to help people grow spiritually, but I don't believe that it is written in its entirety. I don't believe that we know enough about the author to be able to summarize and say, you know what? God told him to write every single thing in this book because, one, he's written about things that nobody else was there for. When Moses went up to on top of the hill and spoke to God, it was just Moses and God. So how do King James know what Moses and God talked about in that conversation, in its entirety? It's almost like when Jesus was by himself praying before he got captured to be killed, it was Jesus and God in prayer. How do King James know what Jesus and God was talking about in prayer if he wasn't there? You wasn't there. You don't know. Who told you the basis of that conversation? If it was Jesus praying to God by himself, who told you that that's what Jesus said in that conversation? Who gave you that idea that was the whole basis and narrative of the conversation? It can't be, because nobody was there but the person that was there. So how he know what was said? Jesus never went and talked to them about that event. When did he talk? When? When did Moses tell James, King James, what happened in that conversation? When? For every prophet, for every person that had a conversation that was nobody but them and God, when did they firsthand tell King James what happened? King James is telling stories of he said, she said, because he was not there. So where did he get the stories from? From writings they wrote out their whole journey at the time, and he got it because of who? Who gave him the writings in order to put together in his book? Who provided him with the information that he's saying that he know, that only he know, and can't nobody say nothing about what he's saying that he know? Can't nobody ask no questions. Can't nobody do or say anything. And the moment that you say something, you wrong, or you going against what God has said, because God is only talking to this person and he ain't never talking to nobody else to verify or challenge what's in this book. I think that's crazy. How can you be a conspiracy theorist and not even research the Bible? I mean, like, not even take a moment to say, well, let me go and do my due diligence here the same way that I'm doing my due diligence elsewhere. That's crazy. I think that that's really insane, to take a third-party account of what God said to somebody that wasn't nobody there but them and God, and then now how you know the whole story? You wasn't nobody there. When did Jesus go and say, you know what, y'all, I was sitting at that tree and I was praying, and me and God was talking. This is what I said to God, and this is what God said back. He never gave that account to nobody. So how King James know? And I'm not saying that I don't believe the understanding of what the Bible is supposed to represent and give. But I don't believe that the Bible is an unquestionable and unfallible, exclusive word directly from God, and can't nobody question it. I think that that's crazy. I think that that is insane. I think that is total indoctrination. And that is the main reason why I say that Christianity and Scientology are so much similar, because the same way that they can't question LRH is the same way that nobody is supposed to be able to question King James. So what makes one the end all be all and the other one skepticism? The same type of magical and mythical verbiage that Scientology uses to say all of these things will miraculously happen and you'll get all this, and that, and da, is the same narrative in the same way the content of the Bible say all of these mystical and magical things have happened. And if you do these things, you'll get all this, and this, and that, and you will be so close with God. And if you don't question it, then God is going to use you. It's the same narrative, different writer. Same type of content, same type of mystical, magical events that's supposed to occur, created in different times. I mean, the same narrative though. If you practice these things, if you do these things, then you'll obtain this type of relationship with God. But you got to do all of this. You got to listen to every single word that's in here without question. And then that's when you will attain whatever it is that you're trying to attain within your relationship with God. But if you question it, then something is wrong with you. It's the same damn mindset, the same narrative in the content. And if you are supposed to believe anything, then you should be able to research the data. And it's so crazy because the guy, I was just like, I believe that, if you, this is what I put on the guy's page, like, I'm all for what you said. I like the way that you did the due diligence, you did the research and all of that. But the same type of research that you put into that, I think you should kind of research the Bible in the same way, because if you can research the vaccines and all of these things, and they're saying that you should be able to get some hardcore scientific explanation, or it should be some type of narrative that gives you the layout of what you believe, that you can do, that you can see the data, that you can see the research, that you can see all of these things. And then I say, you should do some research into your Bible as well. The same way they did the research on everything else, you should do research into what you believe, because I don't believe that you should believe something blindly without researching the content in which it was established. I don't think that you, read it. I've read the Bible 6 times, front to back. I've read it in different versions. I've read it when I was deep in religion and indoctrinated in religion, and I read it once I was out and asked God to show me and explain to me and allow me to see what I'm supposed to see. And in me praying for God to show me the truth, there was so much extra research that I had to do. There was so much of, okay, well, let me look into this. Well, what does this word really mean? Well, what was, let me see the research of where the narrative of this Bible has come about. Then let me see where people are really getting the results that they are supposed to believe based on the information, the facts, and all of these things. Because if you're supposed to have this certain type of lifestyle based on reading, knowing, and understanding the Bible, then why has nobody really obtained this lifestyle? Why is it that we are still praying to be free if we're supposed to know the truth and be free? And if the Bible is the truth and it's supposed to set you free, then why isn't that the freedom? Where's the freedom from reading the Bible? These people have been reading the Bible for the last 100 years, and I don't see the freedom. I don't see, what I see in the Bible is a narrative that continues to replay itself, because there is no research and there is no, what you write comes to life. So if you write that there will be wars and rumors of wars and all of these things, and you get people to believe that this is what must happen in life in order for God to come back, then guess what will continue to happen? The wars and rumors of wars, because those are the things that people have believed. Whatever is you implant into your mind, it comes to life. Whatever you put energy to comes to life. So if you keep putting energy into these things, then guess what will keep happening? These things. If you begin to rewrite how you believe and how you see things, then you rewrite the history. You rewrite the future of what is to come. But if you continue to believe and set your mind on the manifesting of what you see in that Bible, because what manifests is what you believe the most. What manifests is what's indoctrinated within your soul the most. So if you continue to believe these things the way it is written, then those written things will continue to exist and be in existence because that's what you've written. You're speaking the things into existence versus rewriting what can be made, versus rewriting what can be done. So if I put in a book, it's like The Simpsons, and I'm not saying that The Simpsons, everything that happened in The Simpsons is going to happen in real life. But when you create that narrative and get people to think and believe in that narrative, that gives the power of manifestation. The power of manifestation comes in what you believe. So what do you believe? What is manifesting? Can you research it and see how those things that you keep speaking into existence, that you believe because it's written, continue to manifest? The more people that believe it, the stronger that it will begin to continue to manifest. It's so crazy and it's so disheartening in some ways, because as soon as you ask, I was like, so you should research it. This is what I said on the guy's page. Like, you should research it. Research the origin of these words that you put an emphasis on. Research the narrative in which, the same way that you just posted the research. If you're posting research, then all I'm saying is you should probably do some more research. You're posting research. I'm telling you to do exactly what you're saying that the people that's posting, that the shit that you posting did. They researched and asked questions. And the moment that they asked questions, they were vilified and tried and probably killed because they had the questions that would save people's lives. And then this was his response when I was like, you should research some of these words. Like, the origin of the word demon is genius. A person that knows more than other people will always be thought to be evil, because I can say to you and I can challenge you in ways that you've never been challenged before, in ways that will be questionable for people that are locked in to a small way of thinking or locked into a minimum basis of thinking. So this is what I say. That's what I was saying on his page. Just like, sir, I really respect everything that you've posted. The things that I've seen that you post, you really do your due diligence to research all of the things that you're talking about. And I challenge you, basically, to research what you believe in the Bible. Research the things. Begin to look at the origin of these words and what they really mean. He said, look, get off my page. Speaking of that rhetoric, if you don't believe in the Bible, that's your choice. But what you're not going to do is come in my comments talking about the Bible was given by whomever. So everybody knows that when slaves were first enslaved and brought to America, they were not allowed to read anything. They were denied education for a very long time. And then when they were taught to read, the only thing that they were allowed to read was the Bible. That was the only thing that they was allowed to read. The only thing that they were allowed to read when slaves first began to be able to read or comprehend any information was the Bible. Prior to that, it was whatever we told you, that's what you do. Whatever we told you, that's what they do. So if that's the case, do you think that they gonna give you the key to life in the Bible as the only thing that you can read? And then everything in there is going to be for your best interest. To me, this is not a hard topic, because I'm not saying that it's not has some truth to it, that is not a good book to learn from and understand the things that God may be possible of or capable of doing. However, if you think that the government that is giving you all these lies, if you think that the government gives you lies, if you think that the government will give you a vaccination that's not really good for you, but let you have the Bible while you enslaved and tell you that's good for you, think that that's really good for you? Do you think that they would give you the key to life in a book, and then that's the only book that you can read? But everything else they do is fraud. Everything else that they do is a lie. Everything else that they do is questionable. But they gave you the key. I don't understand how you could believe wholeheartedly that they have all these bad intentions for you, but that one thing that they gave you is solid truth. It's factual. You can't question nothing in it. If you question something in it, you going to hell, or something is wrong with you. It baffles me that you can do all this research about everything else, but when the suggestion is made that somebody else has said something about the Bible and all of that, and I'm like, you should really research what you believe. Like, you should be able to research whatever it is that you spiritually believe, educationally believe. Everything that's going on around you should be researchable. Even the information within yourself. Everything that I know, 95% of it, I believe because I've applied it to my life and it worked exactly the way I applied it. Now, it may not work for you the same if your purpose in life is not the same, but that's why I don't tell you based on what my purpose is. I tell you things based on how I researched and found out the truth, how I understood, how the understanding was made available to me. Because everything that I tell you can be looked into, practiced, and done so you can see. And this person said, have you read the Bible in its entirety? Have you studied for understanding, whether you believe it or not? If you haven't, then I shouldn't make bold statements. Nigga, I read the Bible 6 times. I went to a Bible-based college. I graduated. I studied psychology. I study human behavior. Everything that I be talking about, I'm not talking about it because I'm bored and I ain't got shit else better to do. Believe me. If I make a suggestion for anything, I promise it's never going to be a frivolous suggestion. I'm never going to tell you to look up some shit that's bullshit. I'm never going to have you, or why would I tell you to research it? I'm telling you to research it because I've researched it and I've learned. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we have grown up in this indoctrinated environment, it's hard for us to break loose from the indoctrination. Religion is a cult. I don't give a damn what religion you talking about. If you can't question it, if you can't find if you can't look it up and figure out the evidence, if you can't be told who put it together and where it came from, you should be questioning what you believe. Speaking Freedom presents Good Head Group, providing advanced spiritual studies and personal developmental insight. Brought to you by Love Gang and Speaking Freedom. We look forward to helping you grow in all the areas of your life. We hope that you find all the information needed for your growth. God bless. Please listen to all disclaimers provided. If you are currently under physician's care, please maintain that relationship. This is not intended to stop your current treatment plan. If you need physician care, please seek out medical attention. Please note, all results are based on the individual's ability to adapt and adjust to any given environment and situation. We are not responsible for your results at Speaking Freedom. The life enhancement coaches at Speaking Freedom provide information to help you grow. You are responsible for maintaining that growth, taking on and then applying the information to your individual life as you deem needed and necessary. This may contain and explain explicit content. Please use parental discretion. For best results, you will need an open mind, the ability to research, and a balanced lifestyle.
Please join us daily for your inspiration and motivation.
We have the entire world to offer you at your fingertips. Your life enhancement coaching specialist. Thank you for choosing us to assist you in accomplishing your personal and professional goals. And have a beautiful day. In love, we trust. This is brought to you by Good Head Group, Love Gang, and Speaking Freedom. We thank God for you, and we love you.